What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Bz, and let me see if I get the angle right. Y'all know it's always some shit. Is that a good angle? Yeah. You see the sky. It's a clear sky today. Sun about to set. Try to get here a little earlier, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna start off with this video is gonna be February messages and advice. So these messages or advice might help now or at a later time during the month of February, or it might even extend out to the end of February going into March. So be open to what you hear, because it might not resonate now, but it might resonate in, like, let's say about a month or so. Or you might look back and reflect and see, like, wow, like a lot of those things I experienced and I didn't really learn. So just be open to what you hear and open to the timing that everything might play out, or it's happening now. So the first message is mixed intentions. So it's good, this one, watch out for mixed intentions, because there might be a situation where, like, you think people have a certain, like, people are doing certain things for certain reasons, like, oh, they're doing it because they love me, but then it's like the mixed intentions is like they're doing it out of spite to kind of like show you something. Or the mixed intention is like, all right, like, for example, like if someone's like, hey, like, I made this pie for you, right? But it's like so the intention was like to give you something. Well, the intention that you saw was like for them to give you something, or the intention that came off was them giving you something. But like their intention that was mixed was more so like, oh, I'm gonna give this to them so they can be stuck with me, or I'm gonna do this for them so they feel like they need me. But then it's like, that's not the intention. Like, you ask them, like, why'd you do this? And they'll be like, they'll say something totally different. So watch out for mixed intentions this month. So watch out for people saying, like, the reason why they're doing things, or the reason why they're, I'm just hearing it again, doing things, like, so watch out for that. The next message is trust you guys' feelings. I feel like this is a key time to trust what feels right or what resonates with you. Resonates means, like, all right, so let's say if, boom, the way you see something is like, okay, you're like, damn, this is a hard example. Okay, so let's say, boom, right? If you're like, somebody says something like, okay, I like the color 9506, right? And then you see the color 9506, so then, like, you can resonate with them, like, yeah, I like 9506 too. So it's kind of like something that it resonates with, like, it sits right with you. It feels like, it connects. When it doesn't resonate, you feel that it doesn't resonate because you're just like, like, you try to put yourself with and connect it, but it don't really, like, it don't do anything. It just don't resonate with you. So that's another thing to realize. Instead of, it's not always going to be about, like, trust what you feel. Sometimes it's gonna be like, trust the stuff that you resonate with. Do you resonate with the crowd of people that you're around? Do you resonate with the activities going on? Do you resonate with what's being said? Do you resonate with, like, do you, like, and you know what I'm saying? And that's what y'all had that moment, like, and you like, damn, I really don't resonate with this shit. Like, I really don't even like this shit don't even match who I am. This shit don't even match, like, what I do, or like, for myself, what I see. So then you got to make that decision of, like, okay, this don't resonate with me. So start trusting that feeling inside yourself when yourself had a question like, does this resonate with you? Does this empower you? Does this make you feel good? And it's like, if it don't, take that as that sign, or like that nudge for you to, like, follow what you feel. So the next message is independence. So the thing about the independence is, a lot of times we feel like we need other people to depend on to create things for ourselves, or to be better, or to be happy. But a lot of times, like, when you depend yourself on those things, or even if it comes to material things, you depend yourself on those things to make you feel better, you start to seeing that, like, okay, but I have no independence of myself with, like, this kind of gonna talk back to the other one, like, I have no independence with myself for, like, what I feel. Like, I have no independence with saying, like, okay, I don't like that, or I don't really fuck with that like that. Like, it's hard for you to step outside of it because you've always been so codependent to something. So it's like, it's that fear, like, if you do say something, or that fear of you do like something, it'll just like alter or change like what is already in like motion, or it affect the dependency. And some people don't know how to be independent. I feel like some people do, but like I said, the way that they're programmed, it allows them to go into what feels comfortable. So if codependency was comfort, knowing that you have someone else there, knowing that you have something there to bond to, then it's like you'll never be in that sense of like, because the thing is, you're supposed to bond with and to yourself. And that's the part of the independence, because it's not going to be a lot of times where you have another person there to be able to be dependent on them, to be there to love you, to be there to guide you, or be there to be in a, whatever it is. You got to find your independence within yourself, and making certain actions, certain decisions, and not letting certain people influence you to make decisions because it's like boom. So it's like it could be a lot of people that are trying to like make you make a certain decision based off the decisions that they want to make. So they'll project on you to like make a certain decision, and like, so that means you'll be like dependent on coming back to them to be like, okay, what decision should I make? What should I do? Da, da, da. But then you gotta have your own independence within yourself about what feels right, what feels natural, what feels actually like what it flows with you, versus then going against what you really feel. Those all I was gonna get for that one. The next one is realizing tendencies. So I feel like this month, a lot of y'all are gonna be realizing like certain tendencies or habits or patterns that y'all have, and I feel like if you don't realize it, it's a time to start realizing it. But I was getting, when I got realizing tendencies, is that it's a lot of people that are gonna start waking up to not even just their own tendencies, but the tendencies of other people around them. Like they'll start to pick up on like patterns of people, and so either this could be a good thing, so something could be building up. It could either be a good thing or a bad thing. So I feel like if you look at if you realize another person's tendencies, then that means like, but this is another thing about realizing other people's tendencies. You don't want to get into a mood where it's like, okay, I see how they are, so now I'll just like shift me doing these certain things so that they don't, you know what I'm saying? Because now you have to do extra work to try to make sure somebody else don't feel away, or somebody else don't, you know what I'm saying? Versus then letting it be the natural flow of how everything's supposed to play out, right? So that could be sometimes like the bad side of realizing someone's tendencies, because then you try to like change their tendencies, or you change yourself to fit their tendencies. But I feel like you realize like in the end when you do that, like you realize like they're not changing, you're changing, because now you're trying to have to be another person that fits who they are or who their tendencies are. And I feel like that doesn't really make I don't really feel like that makes somebody happy when they feel like they have to like shift themselves, or shift the way that they do things, or their own way of thinking, just to aid someone else's way of doing things, or the way that they feel. Trust when it's not right. So if there's certain stuff that you feel like ain't right, or you feel like that's just not right, or like if you have your own sense of like that's not right, I feel like stand on that. But don't rely on it all the time. So like it could be like this thing of like always want to be right. Like you could always want to be right about. So maybe somebody might have a tendency of like always want to be right about something, right? So if you have a tendency of always want to be right about something, then you're gonna have to work on like not always being right, accepting that sometimes like you might not have the answer, you might not have the puzzle, you might not have the piece that's missing, you might not have what it takes to help a person, or you might not have what it takes to get something. Having that tendency to let go of that control. That's all I'm getting for that one. The next one we have is, I gotta remember what this one is. Manage your. I scratched that one out actually. Okay. Watch your triggers and patterns. So this can tie into the last one that I did with getting to that point of realizing tendencies. So getting to a point where you realize like patterns that you have within yourself, or triggers, meaning like when something comes up. That's why I say it's so important to look at the triggers. Like Because when you get triggered or you get set off or you get sad or depressed, whatever like triggers you, that is the emotion or that is the thing that someone else can say or a situation can do that affects you in a way to where it makes you feel a way or it makes you feel like not you. So sometimes it's easy to kind of like be in these patterns or you get triggered and you like, damn, I don't know what happened. I just took, but I feel like you have to become aware of the things that people are saying that trigger you, or you have to become aware of certain patterns that activate when there are certain things that trigger you, or certain patterns that lead to you getting triggered, you know, and realizing those patterns and realizing that, okay, like maybe this pattern is like, okay, so it's like if you keep doing a certain pattern, and the thing is, it's not necessarily a cycle, but then, I mean, it technically does become a cycle when it's a repeat pattern. I mean, if you look at the definition of a cycle, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna say repeat pattern, but I'm pretty sure somewhere in like the analogy shit, it would be like repeat pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like a lot of y'all are coming to terms with certain patterns that you do have and are working on ways to try to dismantle those patterns. Like, I don't think you're letting the patterns take over you, but I feel like it is still a struggle to kind of like get through it. But I feel like the advice y'all need to hear is that become aware of what is triggering you or what is creating these patterns for you, so that in the future, when it's something of the same sort happens again, you're not in this feeling of like, dang, why is this happening? Dang, like, what could it be? It's like you understand, you already know what it is because you've been experiencing it for so long. So it's not like it's something new to you. It's just something that you kind of forget. So it's like if you get triggered by something and it's been a long time, then it comes up again. You're like, damn. You get in that emotion, you get down. But then like in that moment, you don't realize like, damn, but what started it? But now if you look at it from every time you do get triggered, or every time you do get upset, you do like you looking deeper, like, bro, what was it? Like, but why did I even get mad anyway? Like, why did I feel away anyway? And then that's where you go inside of yourself and you realize like, nah, I feel away because I don't like the way that's getting done, or I felt the way because that's something that like still kind of touches me in a certain place that I don't really like to talk about, or that, like, you know what I'm saying? You get to that point within yourself to where you become aware of those things that do trigger you or that are still unhealed inside of you that can, you know, create these patterns of acting like it's not a problem, or creating these patterns of other things that lead to more problems. So I think that's all I'm getting for that one. The next one was, okay, so theory into practice. So there could be a lot of, okay, so this is more so about transmuting your thoughts into action. So things that you just think about or that you kind of like see in your head a lot, or you have a vision about, or you like, so like if you think about a theory is like them making an estimated guess on something, right, of what it could be, right, or what the outcome would be, right. But when you put it into practice, it's like now you're taking the things that you thought or the plans that you had in your head, and now you're putting them into motion. You're putting them out into action, into the universe. And I feel like when you do start turning your theories into practice, or those thoughts that you have into actions, then you start realizing like, whoa, like, okay, I didn't, like, damn, this whole time I was just thinking about the shit, but I was never acting on it. I was never really like doing, I'm thinking, but I'm not putting shit into actions. And so I feel like that's another part of the masculine energy that has to be healed. You know, you can be thinking logically a lot in your head, but you're not making any forward movement, any forward actions. I feel like for myself, I deal with that as well, so I can relate to y'all and understand and talk about how the theory into practice thing has been a big part of my journey as well. Because, you know, with me being an air sign, being a Gemini, I think a lot. I have a lot of thoughts. My mind runs like super fast. But I've learned now to kind of start taking on like basically like one thing at a time, or like one idea at a time, and not really like just thinking about a million things that I could do, a million things I want to achieve, but like I can think about those things, but now I'm starting to actualize it. I'm starting to put it into motion, starting to put it into actions to actually achieve it, versus than just have it be thoughts of things I want to do. Because you think about things that you really desire to do or you desire to have, right? If you're constantly just thinking about it, you're just thinking, but you're not putting action into, you know, achieving those things or getting to those goals, you know? And then you realize it when you're like, damn, I had a goal 6 months ago to do this, and 6 months later, it's like I'm not there. And it's like, okay, but did you put the necessary actions towards that? Did you go deep at, okay, this is my goal, but to get to this goal, where do I have to start? You have to go through all of that when you're trying to turn a lot of your theories into practice. You got to really see, like, okay, where do I start? So boom, for instance, right? Let's say if you like, I don't know, this is random. Let's just say if you're like, damn, okay, I want to heal, I want to heal myself, right? All right, so boom, your end goal is like you want to heal yourself. You want to become a better person, right? So the starting thing is gonna be like, okay, well, what is unhealed inside of you? So then you start going to the points where you even got to the point that you felt like you need to heal. So you're gonna be looking at the stuff that got you to that point to say I need to heal. Or you're gonna look at the stuff that got you to the point that hated the person that you used to be, or hated who you probably have become. You know, because I feel like a lot of times we accept who we are. And I mean, yeah, it is good. No, I'm not saying don't accept yourself, because I feel like a lot of people say that, like, oh, you need to change. But it's more so like, accept who you are and become aware of who you are or who you are being. Then after you become aware of that, I mean, you know, it's up to you for how long you're aware of who you are being, and then what you need to change or what you don't need to change. Like, you see it within yourself. And sometimes in that moment, you might not feel like, okay, I need to change that. But then it's like you'll keep going through certain situations or certain unhealed patterns or triggers, and you're like, damn, but I see that's still affecting me. It's still having so much power over me to where I can't even like control my emotions when it gets to that. Or I can't even control the way I respond to that. Or I can't even control the way like this affects me, you know? And so you start realizing like it's a lot of stuff that you get that probably still has more power over you than you have power over it. And it's not saying power in a negative way, it's power in a good way. Meaning like you don't let it have control over you. And it's not saying you have control over it, but you just release the flow of having the control in general over it to even do what you want it to do. I mean, yeah, you keep that optimistic approach, like, damn, I hope it goes like this. I pray it goes like this. You push out those intentions of how you really want something to go. But if you're just in this mindset of like, I don't know, it feels like it could be a negative mindset. So maybe that's another thing with the turning theory into practice. It could be a lot of people that's having like negative mindsets that are turning. So it's like, boom, when you're thinking about those things, you kind of have like negative thoughts that interact you putting the action in. So then you'll be like, damn, like I could have did it, but then it's like that negative thought came up or that doubt came up that you wasn't gonna be able to do it like this, or you didn't have the resources, or you didn't have what you needed inside of yourself to do it. But then it's like you kind of still think about it. You still think about it. So it's like, why do you still think about it but don't put it into action? It's because of those fears, those subconscious fears, those subconscious things that's in the back part of your mind. Because when you're not consciously thinking like, damn, I'm scared, I don't want to do this, or when you're consciously in that thought, you're like, damn, this is an opportunity I can take on. I could do this. Or you have those thoughts, but you're not necessarily like realizing when you disregard a good thought, or when you disregard a good idea, or when you disregard something that feels right to you. You know, it's the subconscious thing, because it's probably a fear, or it's probably something just that's been programmed into you that makes you like, nah. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you have to find that within inside of yourself. Because I feel like it's easy, but it's hard at the same time. Because I feel like it's more so like it's the energy of like, damn, where do I look though? You know? And I feel like that's the hardest part that a lot of people are dealing with right now with, okay, this kind of went into the next one I had, like trusting your opportunities. So that's like dealing with certain thoughts, ideas that you have, or like certain opportunities that pop up. You could probably self-sabotage the opportunity because you feel like you're not ready, or you're not there yet, or it's just something about it that makes you feel like you just don't know. Like you're not really confident in making that decision. But I feel like around this time, this month, or within the coming months, start trusting your opportunities that come up, whether it be a job, whether it be extra money, whether it be business proposals, whether it be anything creatively like music, art, dancing, like whatever opportunities come up, start kind of trying to like take on those opportunities more, or like find more time to actually kind of look into those opportunities and really get a feel for how you feel, versus than just seeing it and then being like, oh, I'm okay, it ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe that you saying it ain't for you is just like the ego, but then your soul look, you like, nah, I want to take that on. I want to try that. I want to really want to dive into that. But it's that part of yourself that's like, nah, I won't even make it. Fuck it. So I won't even try. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we have to get out of that mindset sometimes, because that's how we block ourselves from being able to take on these new experiences or these new opportunities, because we doubt ourselves before we even give ourselves a chance to realize that we can. And that's the biggest message on trusting your opportunities. Like, don't look at it in a negative sense if you can't. Look at it in a positive sense of, okay, I can. Or I'll at least try to a point to see where I end up with it. So that's all I'm getting from that one. The next one is, ooh, hold on. Oh, reset slash fast, because I feel like it's a time period we're all going through right now where, a lot of us are going through these changes, or like we want to detox, or we want to start like getting other stuff. Because that's the thing, like you you never realize it, but certain foods and certain things that you have involved in your life can low key live. I should say live. So possibly, so old energy can live off of certain things that you eat. Meaning, like, okay, so boom, this is kind of what I was going to go and talk about. So sometimes, like, you would detox, right, to get to break away from the ties that certain food had on you energetically. So, like, if you're eating the same thing energetically, that food is having that same energetic hold on you, right? So you're only allowing yourself to get that same energy. And let's say that energy is an energy that doesn't make you feel vibrant, or doesn't make you feel like you got energy. It just makes you feel like, oh damn, I'm tired, let's go to sleep. It doesn't really give you that boost. It doesn't give you that sense of like, like it doesn't give, like it don't really give it to you. I mean, all food you eat technically gives you energy, but that's the thing about what type of energy does it give you. Does it give you negative energy? Does it give you good energy? Does it give you tired energy, drained energy? Like, and you realize that's why it's like, pay attention to the stuff that you eat after you eat it. How do you feel? And you know what I'm saying? Then you don't really see. Now, I mean, of course, it's different if you take into account certain other things. I know this video is gonna be so crazy because I was probably doing it this way. Y'all don't mind me. We just out in nature by the water. But ooh, hold on. Here we go. So yeah, but I definitely feel like if you feel like you're ready to go on a fast, or if you feel like you're ready, and with the fast, it's not just like, oh boom, go fast, like boom, go fast, like, and just don't eat shit at all. Work yourself up to the fast. Like, start taking away a meal, or start taking away certain stuff you drink. Like, just start drinking water. Fuck juice, fuck all the other shit. Just be like, I'm doing water tonight. And I know sometimes it can be certain situations, even when like you're in a party sense, where like, let's say if you like, nah, I want to kind of like take a break, and then it's so easy because everybody there, they prepare, like, oh come on, you're weak if you don't da da da. But I feel like it goes back to like that thing of like letting people have power over you. Why would you let a person have power over you just because you don't want to drink? And so they're gonna peer pressure you into drinking, so that you could be like, okay, well I just drink because I know they're gonna say something if I don't drink. Then why the fuck you around the people if they're gonna say something if you don't? Like, come on now. Like, in that, because in general, that should show some type of respect. Like, people are like, all right, damn, I respect your decision. Like, you know, on this shit right now, like, it's cool, cool. You know what I'm saying? But some people, they'll be like, they'll try to make you feel bad for not choosing certain decisions, or they'll try to like disempower you. So then you gotta like come back and like do what they want you to do because you didn't do it. So I feel like that's some shit to watch out for too. Like, so I feel like because when you start eliminating those things, and you start detaching away from those things, you start removing those toxins from your body, from your environment, you start really seeing like, damn, bro, that shit was feeding me this, that shit was giving me that shit was having me like this, that shit was doing that to me, like, and you start seeing like, but damn, what was I doing for myself? Just accepting all of that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when you do the reset and you start going through your cleanse, like, you start really seeing like, damn, I'm really getting rid of a lot of toxic shit. And it's not, and I feel like when it comes to toxic people, it'll come later after you've done it with yourself, because you've removed toxins from yourself. You've removed certain mindsets, certain thought patterns, certain ways of seeing shit from yourself, versus then before trying to remove people. Because you can remove the people, but then you'll still have those problems within inside of yourself. That's why I say self first before we try to worry about the next person. Because in the same sense, you're trying to give all your time to be like, damn, they got a problem, they got a problem, they got a problem. You're not really reflecting on yourself, because at the end of the day, what you're involved in is a reflection of you. So they got a problem, you got a problem. Birds of a feather flock together. Like, so you got to realize that if you're surrounding yourself with people who have problems and issues and all of reasons, you're gonna reflect. That's basically reflecting. So that's why it's key to be aware of like the energies not only that we're putting out, but that other people are putting out towards us, and that we're accepting and we're just taking in. Then the next one, recharge your energy. So this is the time period to get out in nature and start grounding yourself. I know a lot of people don't get out in nature, so I get it though. But like, shit, anytime that you really got outside, any time to yourself to just go sit outside. I mean, I know it's been cold lately. I know it's been cold lately, but don't be afraid to speak up and be like, look, I need some time to myself. I'm finna go to the park, chill with myself, or I need some time. Okay, if you're in a situation with somebody, you could be like, okay, like, I just need, like, some time. Like, they might be like, what's wrong? It's like, nothing. I just want to go, like, chill by myself, you know, whoa, whoa, whoa. And a person should respect that. If they don't, then, you know, handle it as accordingly. But if you're by yourself, just take yourself out. Just go in nature or go sit at a park and just look at nature. Just look at shit. Don't be too much, because you got to think, a lot of times we on the phone. We here. We're never looking outside of the things that are outside of us, right? That's why our awareness is so fucking dead, because it's like we're only aware of something that we're showing on the phone, or we're only aware of something that's in our face, right? So if the nature and the environment, the clouds, the sun, the sky, the rain, if all that shit's in your face, you have no choice but to look at it like, damn, that's nature. That's a whole ass tree. Damn, it got flowers growing from it. It got roots. Hold on, that's grass, bro. We feed it. We give it. It gets water. It grows. Same way your body do. You get water, you grow. You water yourself, you grow, right? So you start looking at all these stuff around, you start becoming aware, like, damn, bro, the same way I'm living, that shit is living and doing this damn thing too. The same way I'm here existing is the same way the trees, the natures, this notebook, pen, computer, shoes, like everything, what I'm talking to, it's existing, bro. Bro. So now you're bringing your awareness to things that are here, bro. So now when you looking at shit, bro, you're not looking at it just because, like, oh, yeah, that's an iPad. It's just an iPad. Nah, that's an iPad that can do shit, bro. You think about back in the day, they didn't have none of this. They didn't have no iPad, bro. People was not here making personal videos, bro. People was not doing none of this. But we have the luxury this lifetime. So we have to be aware and grateful for the things that we do have that our generation before did not have. There's a lot of things that we take advantage of that we look at and we just be like, or we be ungrateful for, and then it's like, you gotta think, they probably looking like, bro, like, we don't even have half the shit y'all got. You gotta think about homeless people. Homeless people don't be having shit, bro. And you think about the shit that you complain about, or you think about shit that you look at and you be like, oh, I'm not where I wanna be. Homeless people are pretty sure not the fuck where they wanna be. But yet, we complain about simple shit, little shit, right? But we could be in that same position. But yet we complain and we bitch about little shit. Why? Because we have been conformed to believe that those little things matter so much more than ourselves. The next message is intuition. Start trusting your intuition more. Like, I don't care what it is. I feel like I gotta be like this with y'all because I don't know. I just feel the energy flowing and I just feel like, bro, I gotta be like this. Like, so with intuition, start meditating on your third eye. Start meditating on your heart. Heart, what you feel. Third eye, what you see. What you can see, what you can feel. It's both intertwined. That's the thing. But stillness and meditation. Sitting still. Think about when you have time by yourself, just lay back. And just, I know it's going to be thoughts running through your head, but sometimes that's the point. And if you are having too many thoughts, like, you got to focus on your breathing. Because you got to get relaxed. You can control how your shit goes. You can control how your shit goes. When you control your breathing, you're slowing yourself down from everything outside of yourself. So yeah, it's like the world's spinning and moving, right? But if I sit here and I just like, I just slow my entire vessel down to a fraction of a second. I don't give a fuck, a fraction of a second or a whole second. I just slowed myself down, bro. I just got still. And in that moment of stillness, I felt, I wasn't thinking about shit else. I was just thinking about, it's a bird on the tree right there. And as soon as I opened my eyes and look at it, bro, that bird was flying straight up over here. But then it went back. But it's the little things that intuitively we have to become aware of. Your intuition don't lie. Now, yeah, you being confused and in your ego and trying to follow into it. Like, when you got the two, hell yeah, you're going to be confused. You're not going to know what's right. So, yes, you're going to be looking for the confirmations. You're going to be asking hella questions because, like, you can't feel it for yourself. But once you become in tune with your intuition and you start to trust it, even if it's the little shit like, damn, I feel like a cop finna come around. Then boom, you see a cop. You're like, damn, somebody finna call. Boom, they call. Or you could be like, or it could be like, boom, like you be like, damn, that must have happened to that person. And then you hear what happened, you be like, damn, I told myself in my head that might what happened, but that's what happened. And I feel like you start trusting that more. You start seeing it. You start feeling and believing it. And so then it's like, bro, when you do get that nudge, and when you do get that download, and when you do get that realization or that epiphany or that idea in your head, you're not looking at it like, nah, I'm just crazy. I'm thinking some crazy shit. Nah, you starting to trust it. You write that shit down because you like, you know you're going to look back at it later and be like, damn, didn't I have this thought? Didn't I? And then you're going to start putting that shit together, and it's going to be like the puzzle pieces just fit. Everything just fit. And it's going to be like, damn. Okay. Like, and you're going to start trusting it. And that's how you, and I'm not saying that's how you build it, but that's how you can build it. It's because it's always through like those little experiences that we do have. Next message. Okay. This is play more, bro. Like, I don't know why I just got this energy of like, play more, bro. Like, have more fun with yourself. Like, that sounds kind of wrong, but have more fun with yourself, bro. Like, you got to let your inner child out and play. And if your inner child is not healed, then that means that you need to heal it. You got to take that time to reconnect with that inner child part of you. So you got to think back to, okay, when I was a kid, what did I enjoy doing? When I was a kid, what did I like to do that made me excited, that made me just like happy, you know? Because that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. I would not be coming out here in nature if my inner child wasn't like, bro, we're going to go out in nature. Like, the first time I came out here, I went all the way over there, bro. I ain't going to lie, on the way coming back, I slipped and fell in the water a little bit, but I ain't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, bro, my inner child was like, bro, we're going to go out there, bro. It's an adventure, bro. We're gonna go out there, and we made our video out there, bro. We posted it, we did our thing. And I felt happy to do out there. Even though I probably slipped and fell in the water a little bit, I didn't care. I was still happy that I got to do that, though. So start nurturing your inner child more. Start getting back in tune with those things that used to make you happy to do, or it created that little kid joy inside of you. Start doing those things. And, you know, if you feel like you're not in an environment to do that, don't ever forget your inner child. Don't, then like, I don't know, it's kind of hard, because it's like, because then it's that, in that situation, it's like, you really got to, like, it's really got to be the little things that make you happy then. So if you're in a situation where it's a lot of shit that don't make you happy, you got to look for the little things that bring you peace. Because those little things are going to start building the bigger things. Because you got to get yourself out of the big things that's taking over all the attention, versus then relying on just like the little things to bring you back that peace. It's got to be the big things that's bringing you peace, and the little things that's bringing you, like, what's the name? Because then the little things is easy to move out the way. The big things, it's harder, because it's like, you know, so it's harder for somebody to fuck up your peace, to fuck up your happiness, if that's where you at. But if you not there, and then it's like you relying on this little piece of happiness to try to, like, bro, that's gonna overtake that. So whatever littlest you did have, it's like, but still strive to, no matter, even though it's big toxic shit or big negative shit or big whatever, don't let that rule the little inner child in you. I don't know why it's like a percentage thing, like, but I don't know, because maybe somebody got this much, maybe somebody got that much, maybe they got that much, hell, no more left, but it's a crevice in an inch. Like, find it in you, though. It's still there. Your inner child energy sticks with you for the rest of your life. It does not go away. The only thing you do is you program in your mind, I'm an adult now, so I can't be playing childish kitty games. And it's not childish kitty game, but it's saying it's that side of you that you let have fun. It's that side of you that you tap back into to feel you. Like, bro, it all plays a part, bro. And, you know, I just really hope that y'all really can become more in tune within yourself like that. Because I know how hard it is to, like, be, or like, especially if you went through a traumatic childhood, or you didn't really have a nice childhood growing up, which, I mean, a lot of us fucking didn't, bro. A lot of us did not have the luxuries of having a good childhood. Like, yeah, family was there, probably wasn't there, like, but it's about the happiness that you had when you was younger. If you didn't really have happiness like that, if you didn't really have no, like, excitement or peace, like, that kind of stick with you. So you think your whole life don't need that shit, right? But then you start seeing, like, but now I deserve that shit, though. If I never got it then, bro, I deserve it now. And if ain't nobody else gonna give it to me, shit, I'm gonna give it to myself. I'm gonna do shit that made me happy. I'm gonna do stuff that made me feel good. I'm gonna do stuff that made me feel peaceful. For me. Because that's the thing, but like I said, sometimes there'll be people be codependent on you for you to bring them happiness, or, like, because they're with you, it's like you create their happiness. But then it's like, when they're gone, it's like, what do you feel, though? because you depended on somebody else versus having the independence for yourself of creating your own happiness. And I had to learn that for myself, and I too many times, bro. But I'm glad now that I'm at the point that I know, like, bro, I create my own peace. I create all that shit for me before anybody else does. I mean, hell yeah, you an extension to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah, like, you an extension to my happiness, to my peace. You another side of it. But at the end of the day, I know if you're not there to give me that, I know I gotta get it to myself though. And I just can't depend on you to be there to give me that. I gotta make sure I'm depending on myself to be there. That independence within myself to be there. Not saying fuck what you give me, cause like I said, you're an extension. It's an extension. Same way I accept it is the same way I give it out. The same way you receive it, it's the same way you give it out. The same way you give it out is the same way you receive it. But if you're not giving it and you just receiving, that's like stealing, bro. You just taking somebody else's shit, all the good shit they give you, just taking it, but you're not giving nothing back. And that's sometimes how the universe is. Like, you can be asking the universe for so much, but what are you giving back to the universe? What are you giving back to the homeless people? What are you giving back to just people in general? Like, what are you giving back? And then some of it, like, yeah, you might be giving all the time, but what are you opening yourself up to receive? What are you allowing to be given to you? What are you allowing to be received? What are you opening yourself up to receive? And then that's where it really get deeper. Like, damn, shit, I really been blocking off anything anybody try to give me. I mean, yeah, I'm giving them everything, but I'm like, damn, why ain't you? Then you see, they are trying to give, but you're blocking it off, right? So, I don't know how that transpired to like childhood. It always be like that though. I really think that was it, y'all. So I didn't really want to make this video too long, but I knew it was gonna be a little long. But I hope that this video helped y'all, and I hope that, you know, y'all take these messages and this advice. Like I said, just take it with a grain of salt, because it might not apply to everybody. Things I picked up and I got while meditating, everybody might not be going through it. And like I said, this probably will be timeless. So yes, since this is for February, but it might be for March. Hell, you might come back and look in March and then be like, damn, February did go down like that. So you know what I'm saying? So be open to the messages. Be open to the signs you get. Be open to the things that you experience in your waking life. But also don't just accept everything that is handed to you, meaning like it's put you in a position like you have to be in that or you have to do that. You at the end of the day, you feel what you got to do, and that's the thing, bro. Like, that's the fear part of it. The fear part keeps you from really doing what you want to do, because it's always that fear of like, damn, if I do that, that means this is gonna happen. So it holds you back from even want to take on that chance, to even take on the opportunity, to even take on moving in a direction or moving towards a person or being with a person, because you'd be like, nah, then it's gonna make it like this, or it's gonna play it like that. Like, you thinking everything else but the good shit that you want to do, because of the fears of what would or could happen in result to you making certain choices or certain decisions. So it's your boy Dream Visionist Itz Bz, and I love all of y'all so much. I wish I would have came out here in the daytime. I forgot I said can I do it that way. I wish I could come out here in the daytime, bro. We'll probably come out here tomorrow and get some more messages out. But this is February Messages 2023. I hope these helped y'all, and I hope that y'all just have a lovely day, and a good ass month, bro. Like, push yourself. Like, I know it's gonna be hard to be like, things ain't working right, but shit, I mean, still push, bro. Don't give up just because shit ain't working out how you want it to work out. Because that's when you get tested the most, bro. Like, when you feel like it ain't gonna work out. That's when God really come through the most and be like, here you go. Right when you about to give up. So don't give up on whatever it is, whether it be a dream, a passion, a job. Like, don't give up. Keep pushing. Like, and if you don't have no goals, just like set goals for yourself, so where you can actually start getting to a point where you achieve or you reach your goals. I'm telling you, it's gonna feel so good when you get to that point to actually be able to like see yourself achieving stuff. See yourself achieving it, even if it's like the little things, like working towards your small short-term goals. Because, you know, that's how it is. It's long-term goals. That means, like, stuff that you want to happen years and years on. And then the short-term stuff, which is, like, stuff you want to happen, like, next month, next week, 2 months, 3 months, 6. You know what I'm saying? So that way you start achieving those. Because I feel like sometimes you can't get down on yourself. I said I was about to end this, but sometimes you can get down on yourself because, like, you're not achieving goals, or you set your goals too high, or you set your expectations too big, and it's like you don't achieve it or you don't get it. So then you be like, damn. and you get down on yourself and you start disbelieving in yourself. But don't disbelieve in yourself just because it ain't come yet. Realize, okay, damn, maybe I expected too much. Maybe I wanted too much out of the situation, or maybe I had an idea how shit was gonna go. But I mean, at the end of the day, I can't control shit. I mean, I can control myself, but I can't control outside circumstances how they gonna go. So I hope these messages helped y'all, but I'm out because it is getting a little cold. The sun done went down, so I'll be chit-chatting with y'all later. I hope y'all have a lovely day. I hate that it's not... Okay, there we go. Whoa. Bye, y'all. It's your boy, BZ. Peace.